tore up at like 4.3 volts or 1.43 volts, which is very high, and it won't even go up to 4.3 gigahertz. So I don't know.
Can't get that last.
It's driving me crazy. Well, everyone on the internet's like 4.7 gigahertz, 4.6 gigahertz. And I'm just like,
Chaz is left behind.
I know.
Maybe the power supply will do it for you.
No, it didn't.
Oh, it didn't do it?
No, it didn't do it. So didn't change the thing.
Motherboard?
Dude, it's got Ace Sabertooth. It's the best motherboard money can buy. Wow. Kind of frustrating, but whatever. So
Do what you can.
yeah. All right. It's Wine is Serious Business Show.
No, that's not.
Get drunk. One for the blooper reel. Start her over.
There you go. Hello, Internet. I'm Dan.
Start over.
Hello, Internet. I'm Dan.
And I'm Chaz. This is Wine is Serious Business, episode 162. It's the New Year's episode, and so I came up with a good idea. Typically, we've done bubbles. Have we done bubbles in the past?
Oh yeah, a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this time, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's like it hasn't been a tradition, but you know, it's still a good thing to do. We like to do it.
Yeah, we like bubbles. So thought, you know, we haven't done well. Oregon sparkling wines have gotten ascended to a level where the price points are sort of like in the mid-20s, and we found some champagnes that have come down to the mid-20s, right? And I was kind of like looking at the store shelves of the supermarket and was thinking to myself, like, I could put together a show where it's California, Oregon, and Champagne, all $20 to $30 bottles, blind.
And we know you guys like blind shows, so when he threw this out, it was like, yeah, that'd be a great New Year's show. Let's do it.
So these are all $20 to $30 bottles, and they just pulled them out of the fridge literally 10 minutes ago, popped the corks on, put them in bags, and here we are.
And he doesn't know what's in what bag, and I've never seen the bottles except like this, so I know as much as you guys do.
Yeah, blind for me, double blind for Dan.
Yeah.
Is that what would be double
Something
blind?
like that, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so the first one, wine number one.
I'm going to try and make notes, then after we're done, we're going to see if we can guess.
Oh, yeah,
we get to look like dummies again on the internet. Here, I can tear this in half. I mean, all of it.
You got enough over there?
Oh yeah, plenty.
Alright,
plenty.
I don't know. Pouring this bubbly shit, I have no idea. So.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm working with the big glass, but I generally like this, right? I learned this. Little shout out to David Spear. He was like, yep, as long as you're drinking it fast enough that the bubbles don't totally disappear on you. You know, the Oregon Pinot glasses are really good. Burgundy glasses can be good. Stuff that's more complex, good aroma, and I'm on board with it. So.
And just around the house for myself, I like the Burgundy stem as well, but I started drinking champagne out of Riesling glasses. And I was like, I really like it out of Riesling stem. So,
all right.
Anyway.
I really like how this smells.
Yeah, this smells really good.
A little bit of apple on there, like maybe a little oxidized, like it's been sitting out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of oxidization.
Just a touch of like brown sugar, but that's really light.
Yeah. It's got the sweet bread thing with frosting going on, just a little bit, all wrapped in with the fruit. Fairly light though on the nose, right? Not coming through with a lot of strength, just a really gentle, nice aromas.
A little bit of zippy green apple, really inviting. I really like how it smells.
Yeah.
Nice texture.
And the apples you were talking to earlier, just full on, right?
Yeah. I like the bubbles on the palate. Not too strong, still just a little bit of zest. It's nice acidity that really takes it up a notch after you swallow. Like it's really settling in.
There's a lot of acidity on this, yeah. But yeah, for me it's like sort of like fresh jazz or Honeycrisp apple thing going on because there's like a little bit of sweetness to the wine as well, right? It's not all just greenness. A little bit of lemons going on there as well. There's a lot of acidity
for sure.
Totally wraps the tongue up. A little overpowering for me.
Yeah, a little bit of that tartness. As I get into a few more sips, yeah, the tartness, maybe even a little touch of bitter, right? Like fresh lemon, a little touch of bitter on there too.
Yeah, totally.
Keeping things a little firm, keeping it from getting too sweet.
Mm-hmm. And there's just a little bit of abrasiveness, the acidity here that I'm not really liking so much, right? There's just a little touch up, like that you were talking about the tartness, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like there's just a little bit too much for me.
And I'm getting a little bit of the sweetness on the front end, like right when it connects with the palate. That's a little candy-like a little less fruit sweetness and a little more towards sugar sweetness. in a way that detracts just a little bit. Drink it fast, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm enjoying these sips a lot more if I just throw it down. Okay, yeah, getting a pen. I'm enjoying it much more if I just throw it down and don't really swish around my mouth and think about it too much. So more, just social sparkling wine, enjoyable.
Oh, like the sweetness now that you talked about it. I could sense it earlier, but now it's just like it's a little not integrated. I guess would be the thing. There's there's a lack of integration between it. Like it doesn't come off as. Do you want any more?
No.
Are you good? All right. It doesn't come off so much as like fruit sweetness as it does. Like you're right. A little bit of candied fruit going on.
So 87 points there for me, and where I don't have a guess on where it's from yet. I think I'm going to wait till we get through the whole lineup to do that.
Alright, I'm going to go 85 points on it.
Alright, so we're going to do...
it's nice wine, and like Dan said, put it down quick, but it's kind of just ho-hum to me. I guess I should go a little lower, actually. I'm going to 84 points on that. It's good, but not much better.
You're making me second guess. I'm going to stand with it, though.
Get in there, freaking! No, I need more than that. Come on.
Alright. This weekend.
Yeah, you're getting stingy with your
Gotta
pours.
get down on Friday. Those of you who've been with us for a long time, perhaps you remember when Chaz would complain about the pours being too big. I just want to make note of that fact.
Dan's he's changed. He's a changed man. He's stingy poor Dan. Alright, so second wine.
That's all I know. Man, to me the bubbles look bigger, but that's all I got.
Yeah, the bubbles do look bigger. They're larger for sure.
Refreshing on the nose for sure. A little a little touch of mineral, I guess, like cold river water or snow or something like that.
And this doesn't have any of the sort of sweet bread or candy, like the frosting. None of that going on for me at all in this.
A much lighter nose in general. I'm not getting as much for aromas here.
Well, it's like pear fruit.
Yeah.
A little bit of green apple, but yeah, the aromas are very delicate and very light. So
maybe some Asian pear. I'm actually getting a little bit like the outside of a cured salami too, which is kind of a weird thing, but just a little savory.
See that?
A little savory there. Interesting. So definitely light in flavor for the most part, but there's like a real burst of fruity sweetness right on the mid palate.
Sweetness, really?
Yeah, not like heavily sweet, but definitely just like fruit flavors, and I think more fruit-driven sweetness than the.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna stick to the pear fruit and the apple fruit thing, right? I'm not getting much else other than that. Pretty straightforward.
Straightforward, but again, I guess that's kind of what you expect at this price point. Like from time to time, you can beat it, but yeah.
A little bit of the aspirin thing going on in the finish, right? With the combination of the way the acidity for the fruit settles and the texture of the bubbles. That said, talking about the acidity from the first wine, I like the acidity here better. I think it's better integrated. It doesn't wash out some of the flavor like the previous wine. Makes sense, yeah?
Yeah. The bigger bubbles are definitely coming into play where it's a little more zippy on the palate. Like you're definitely feeling that a little more. I'd compare it kind of to like soda. When you drink it, it's probably in that order of carbonation or that feel. But the flavors themselves are definitely on the lighter side. Yeah, like pears or Asian pears. A little bit of pear skin or something like that sticking around on the back end. And I agree. Boy, I like the feel of the acidity. Feels a little hollow on the back end though too. Like the flavors kind of go away and it's drying out. So again, something
not a terribly complex experience, right? But nice.
Probably with food, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all eat for New Year's. If you got cheese sticks or nachos or foie gras, who knows? I don't know how you
doesn't work with it, yeah. The tough one for me to score. I like it because it's a more integrated package, but it's less complex than the first wine, right? I got like 86 points on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this one's very good. I like it's a well-made wine. It's delicious for what it is, but not terribly complex. So.
Yeah, real straightforward. I'll go right with you on that. I think 86, man. So there's some stuff that kind of detracted that for me, but there's a little more intensity in some of the flavors that maybe like a little more. I think if I was going for another glass, I'd take number 1 over number 2.
Right. It'd be more interesting to see how one evolves over the course of the night too, right? Maybe integrates some
rinse there.
Kind of a weird thing because these wines do open up with time. Like, you know,
definitely.
Sparkling wines do open up as they get more oxidation, and you can have them change substantially.
Smaller looking bubbles.
I like where that tastes going.
Yeah, definitely something different on the rinse there. Is that enough, Chaz? Is that good?
Pretty stingy. All right, good. We're good, dude. Dick.
What are you gonna do? You're not going anywhere, are you?
I'm going to End of the World party because today.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's the end of the world, right?
Yeah, I'm shooting this in advance, right? So we're a little bit ahead of Christmas, actually.
If you saw this, the world didn't end.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, all right, smell this.
A little earthy, definitely
right.
some kind of man.
Now this has got.
It's got to come from the yeast, but I'm having a tough time putting my finger.
But this has got the fully oxidized apple. Like the apple, you cut it up, you went off and did something, you come back, and you got the plate sitting there with the apple. It's looking like out for 30 minutes. Like this is.
I'm just gonna check my email, and then you're on.
Yeah,
Facebook, some game or whatever.
Start looking at Reddit, and it's all over, right?
It's lunchtime, yeah.
But that said, I mean, there's like a little bit of sweetness coming through, which is a really nice factor on it.
I want to get like butter in the frying pan, right?
Yeah, I was about to say
butter. There's some
yeah.
richness there.
Yeah, it smells good. I like the way this smells quite a bit. Yeah.
That kind of fried butter thing definitely comes through on the palate, I think. A little bit of apple flavor too. More red apples.
You can almost taste a little bit of oak on this as well. A little bit of oak influence. Yes?
Yeah, I can see that. That wouldn't surprise me anyway.
Yeah. A little bit of wood going on the finish.
Way more richness than the other two, definitely. They're going for a heavier mouthfeel on it. Plenty of acidity on the back end of it. Similar to the first one, it doesn't seem to be as well integrated with the rest of it. It seems to kind of be standing apart. To me, I don't know. Do you feel like it works?
Well, let me taste it again. The first one was just overpowering with acidity. I mean, like it was just blanketing. I couldn't even. I missed parts of the wine because of it. This I don't feel that way about. So.
Bubbles are a little finer for sure too. I kind of like the texture in that sense.
Yeah, it's got really nice sort of like oxidized apple and sort of, I want to say fresh pear, but it's more like almost like a honeydew melon sort of thing going on.
I like that.
It's like not, we're getting not tree fruit, right? We're almost going towards like green melon here, which is really delicious. Added with a little bit of the earthiness and like the component from the oak that's going on in it, adds it's just altogether a really nice wine. There's a little more complexity here than number 2. It doesn't have a lot of like sweetness like number 1 did. It's kind of more balanced.
Yes, there's definitely less sweetness on
in
this
that experience.
one.
And for me, the acidity is right where I would like it for this. I think it's more balanced on the acidity. I don't see the lack of integration like Dan does, but. And then the feel of the bubbles, nice. You know, all around a nice wine, and my favorite of the 3, I think.
The earthy notes on that, just for whatever reason, aren't doing it for me. Like, I'll acknowledge that they're interesting, and that kind of gets my mind's attention, but I'm not enjoying them, especially for being that way. So this is 87 points for me as well. Even with the first one, they both have their strengths, and they both, you know, kind of would fit a similar role for me, where like pretty solid for simple drinking or socializing.
Okay.
You go up.
No. So no. Okay. 88 points on that one.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So, nice wine. My favorite of the 3 by far,
Okay.
So
I think 3's got to be champagne. I'm going based on the
one
earthy
champagne
notes.
with all of the sweetness.
Oh, there's the sweetness too.
Like the sweet bread thing that you get in champagne, it's got it. And so that it was the only one of the 3 that had it, and that's why I'm like, that's got to be champagne.
And I'm going to go with the fruit flavors remind me of other things from Oregon, and so I think number 1's going to be Oregon. I think that's what it's going to be. That makes number 2 California. Just by
we pulled bags.
By limit, we're going to. Are you so you think
pull,
this is champagne?
Pull 1. I'm saying champagne. I haven't decided on 2 and 3 yet.
Well, you should commit to all 3. Commit to all 3. So I'm saying Oregon, California, champagne. Tough call. I guess he knows what they are, so it's a little more difficult.
I do, and I taste. I've
run with it though. Yeah.
Okay. So number 3, I think, is California.
Okay.
Only because I know the wine. I've tasted it multiple times. It's something that I buy. It's not, I wouldn't say regularly, but if it's somewhere where I know I'm going to go dump a bottle, it's like a $20 commitment and that's it.
Yep.
And it's always a really nice wine. And it's got this like earthy, barrely, fun,
I can see that definitely
old barrel thing going on.
Okay.
And I think that number is number 3.
So what
California,
okay.
Champagne, Oregon.
Okay. So I think this is Oregon. Chaz thinks this is Champagne. This is kind of fun. This is one of the more fun blind ones we've done in a while, actually.
Yeah.
We look like dummies on the internet. What do we have here?
Holy f***!
Wrong!
Oh, no!
We're all wrong!
Oh, no!
Roederer Estate, I
do
believe
this
we've
to
done this
myself?
wine on a show before.
I could have
really
sworn it
liked
was Roederer Estate by the way that tasted. Wow, I got totally...
So this is, so this is the California, which means I'm wrong in at least one of the other ones. And Chaz is also wrong on one of the other ones.
Yeah,
but let's see how it goes. Number 2, I thought this was California, so I can't be right here.
And for me, it was the simplicity of the fruit. Like,
so you went with Oregon.
Oregon sparkling wine tends to be pretty simple for me on the palate, unless it's like a premier designation or something.
Yeah.
And this was not that. So I got
Oregon.
that right. I finally got one right.
Nice. And that means I got one right.
So
that works out well. So this is Argyle.
Wow, we tied.
This is Argyle, the 2009 Brut, so it's a vintage.
Yep, so 2009 Argyle Brut. The price point's right around $23, $24 a bottle. The Roederer Estate's right at between $19 and $23 a bottle.
I'm curious to see what this is. Oh!
Yep, it's everywhere. Nicolas Feuillatte.
Sure.
Feuillatte? I have no idea.
Plenty of Americans call it Nicky F. We'll run with that.
Alright.
Because we're stupid and don't know how to pronounce French names appropriately.
But the price points on this bottle are absolutely ridiculous, right? If you're looking at
there
champagne.
are deals in somebody got I think they're cutting deals on this all over Portland right now. I don't think this is a normal price for this wine.
Yeah, because I think I got it for $25.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's and for champagne that is reasonably good, which this was my favorite of the tasting. So. There you go.
And my guess is that, yeah, if we're getting deals on it here, this, big international label, right, there's probably deals on it around the country. So if our description of that appeals to you, now's a good time to check it out. 3 wines, that's our show. It's nice to get something right. I think the last time we did something blind, we were wrong on everything. So, yeah. So
I could recommend, I could easily, I'm sad that I couldn't recommend the Roederer because, honestly, at $20 a bottle for 84.1, I would say go to either the Argyle or this over it, right? Spend the extra $4 or $5 a bottle and go to something like this, especially if you can get this at the price point that I got it at, which is like $25. That was on a retail shelf. They got it for that. So, I mean, it's pretty damn good for $25, right? For something that you can just dump.
And I can recommend this though, right? Still a little disjointed acidity, but I like the flavor of the fruit on it for sure. And crisp side, and I think with all of them we were talking about, like if you got something to snack on, I think all 3 of these would work much better than drinking them in this format. So
I think wine people wouldn't be happy with this one.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
I don't know if
take that how you will
or not though. Yeah.
Right, that you would just pick out the faults, whereas I think it's more of a crowd pleasing style with the sweetness. The sweetness is right up front with it. So it does not happen for me with that producer.
Yeah,
I've had bottles from that producer where I don't know.
No, the last time we did it on the show, we loved it. I remember going crazy about it. I bought another bottle, poured it for some friends,
Yeah.
I don't know, that's the thing with non-vintage, right?
Yeah, it changes.
The blend's supposed to be consistent, but it is different bottlings.
Never
so.
is.
Yeah, so you get differences. Question of the day.
What's your favorite non-vintage champagne?
That's a really good question.
Or sparkling wine, or both. I mean, really, honestly, like, if you've got a favorite American sparkler and a favorite champagne non-vintage, let us know.
Yeah, just make some recommendations. We'd be interested to hear. And we're always looking for good bubbles that you get good deals on, right?
Maybe next time we'll do like a fancy bubble show, or we could do like an extended tirage, and then like a decent bottle of.
That could be really fun.
Like
$50 price point.
$50
same
price,
show.
yeah,
Same
price.
show with the $50 price point.
We
We have that to look forward to. I think that's going to happen. Hope you guys had a great New Year's celebration and a great 2013. Looking forward to being around for all of it.
See you guys next time.